Right after 9/11, people were afraid to fly on planes. So I used to hang out in the chat room in Yahoo. And this girl, Cheri, was afraid to fly on the plane. And said, does anybody want a plane ticket to go anywhere they want in the United States? I do. I didn't even know her. I became great friends with Cheri till this day. She's one of my favorite people. So she mailed me this freaking ticket. So at the time I was singing California Honey Buns in Sacramento. And I had plans, so I made plans to meet her. So it was like a fucked up trip. I had like 3 stops. I went to Tennessee, I forget which airport, Memphis or the other one. But the good news about that was I was allowed to smoke at the airport, at the bar. I was so happy, man. So I'm smoking, and it was like a 6-hour freaking wait for the next flight too. So I met this guy, Al, Big Al. He was like 15 years older than me. He was in the reserves. So he was my drinking partner and everything. We sat next to each other on the ride going to LAX. We got hammered. And then we took a flight from LAX to Sacramento. And we were sitting there on the plane, and this hot blonde comes in, and she sits next to us. We started talking to her. I wish I would have went with her. Would that have been funny if I never would have went and saw that girl and just cut out with the blonde? I wanted to, man. I established a good rapport with her, but I couldn't do that to the other one. And she found it fascinating that I was going to meet someone from the internet. At this time, this was 2001, and they weren't doing that yet, you know. Now that's all they do is meet people from the internet. So Al gives me his number. We exchange numbers and everything. And he said he's going to take us out on his boat and stuff. So I'm hanging out with this girl. There's actually a few stories in this, so it's going to be a little longer. So we're playing the game Password, you know, the little cards and everything. Her brother and his wife came over, our younger brother. And we were playing. And she got such a kick out of the all-around bagel man story with Pictionary. She thought that was hilarious. So, as we played Password, it was the guys against the girls. So the wife gives the hint, something like antiperspirant. And my guy, all happy, hydrant. And the wife looks at him like, what the fuck? So she gives the next clue. Roll on. Hydrant. The other guy said. And I'm like, these are not corresponding here. And Bunzy is confused too. Like, what the hell is hydrant? Roll on, antiperspirant. So the wife wants to make sure he knows what the clue was. So she checks and goes, I know what it is. Get out of here. Blah, blah. So we finish and we don't get the answer. What the hell? What the hell are you doing? What word did you think it was? Deodorant. It was, and we just started laughing. You know, it was deodorant. Deodorant. I kept saying hydrant because it rhymed, right? So this fucking knucklehead said that's close to the all-around bagel man. So after that, I think the next day or a couple of days later, me and Bunzy were playing tennis. Now, she was very competitive. We used to play literati on Yahoo games. It's like Scrabble, another form of it. So we're playing tennis, and I'm beating her. And she made a lot of self-errors, and she was mad. She was a very competitive girl, too. Like me. But I'm beating her, and she's getting mad. And she's going, fuck! Next thing you know, she double faults. She takes a freaking racket and slams it on the floor. I can't fucking believe this. And I'm shocked. I'm like, wow. I can't believe how she's behaving here, man. And then, next thing you know, fucking racket goes flying out of her hands. I move out of the way, hits the fence, and she's cursing, you shouldn't be beating me. It's my fault. You're not winning. I'm just fucking losing. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I played tennis with animals, and they didn't behave like this, you know what I mean? We have etiquette, you know, like we'll go on the golf course. We know the rules. We know how to behave, right? And that's it. She just was competitive. So, not because of the tennis game, but we had a fight over something stupid. So Big Al came to pick us up. He was supposed to take us out to dinner. And she didn't want to come. Couldn't talk her into it, nothing. So he took me out. He took me to my first, he took me to my first, well, it was my first strip club. But he paid for my first lap dance. My only lap dance. Blah, blah, blah. I didn't tell her we went there. Nothing. Then he came the next day, and he took us out on the boat. His little motorboat. It was cool. He let me drive it. We had a fun day there and everything. Yada, yada, yada. I went home. And I stayed in touch with Big Al. Big Al came to New York. I met him for a few drinks on 2nd Avenue and 42nd Street. I don't know the name of that bar, but it's still there on the corner. Always crowded. Yeah, but that was it. That was the last I ever saw him. But that's my Sacramento trip. Pretty cool, you know. I stayed in touch with that guy.